So here we are. This is going to be the final drawing for this week. We're going to go back to Red Arsenal. And the original Red Arsenal I was going to do in ClickPaint Studio, but I was having a lot of issues with it. And it could have been because of that whole resolution problem. So this time we're doing it 350 dots per inch. So maybe that'll be enough. So we're going straight into this using our vector layer. And we're going to keep it monochrome. And we're just going to ink right on top of this bad boy. So this time when we do some inking, because we're going 350 dots per inch, maybe it won't look so bad. Still looks pixelated. I might use actual shapes because his head is like a helmet. Or maybe not. It is a bit smooth now. You guys might have remembered what his face looks like, so we'll create a raster layer underneath this. And we'll do that now, just so we can put some details in pencil of how his face looked. I've got the original drawing here, so I'm just going to go grab that from my folder. That's a reference point. So I'm taking it out of my folder right now. And let's just have some fun with this. I'm going to give him more robotic, ice cold eyes, because he is wearing a helmet. Let's not forget that. Wow, this is a lot more work involved than I was hoping there would be, but that's okay. Need an eraser now. Yeah, he does look like he's wearing more of a helmet now, which is good. Because we're going to do the whole Transformers thing now and give him some joints like this. You understand what I'm doing here? This is making some sense. If anything, we can trim that down. Go back and make it a lot more, how should I put it, lean. So that's nearly there. And the point is, with the helmet, I'm totally going to industrialize these air intakes. And that. Give him a metallic nose. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to go up to the top layer and just fix that one particular line, make it look a bit more slim. You know what I mean? And we have that's it. Although, maybe if we use a line, it might be a bit cleaner. There we go. And when I'm gonna bring that lip up a little bit. I think that lip at the bottom is a bit too low. You go back to pencils, clear it. Might do that too. Give him the whole. Maybe he was born with it. Maybe it's Iron Man. So let's ink this bastard. And in inking it, for the eyes, I think, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to use lines like that because they are robotic eyes. See, this is therapeutic. You were just following these lines and not having to think about it too much. So that happened by accident, but I'm going to keep that. It looks good. That's something new I'm trying out. Looking at the original reference drawing, he does have eyebrows. So can't seem to replicate, so I'm going to duplicate. this is going to go through so many levels of continuous improvement, so let's not be too worried about it. Now I'm inking in 2 different layers. That's alright. We can always collapse it. So I could just duplicate that, but let's give it a crack. Know what I mean? And we've got a head. Is it a head I'm happy with? I don't think so, but you know what? I'm gonna go with it. Get rid of that. Don't like that. Get rid of the metallic pointy nose aspect of it. Don't like that. Do I like the forehead, the bridge on the nose like that? No, I do not. I will trim that. And we can move on. So let's just go back and start using freeforming on the rest of the body. And yeah, that head is way too small for that body. So let's collapse both those layers and increase the size. So we've collapsed those 2 layers, which is good. So then we can use the lasso to and just scale it up a bit. And that'll do for now. I just need to reposition it. That looks better. It's not perfect, but it's workable. So now I'm just going to not worry about putting too much detail in, like that guy that I saw on YouTube. Well, then saying that, that line probably should be better straight, because it's part of his shell, or armor, if you will. Same thing with that line. So as you can see, I did put in quite a lot of detail back then into the finish of his armor. His armor is metallic. You wouldn't have that sort of ridging on his rib cage. And here I was saying I wasn't going to use the line tool anymore. And I'm using the line tool. Back to brushing it. Yeah. I feel like I want something a little bit more chunky. That ain't chunky either. No. That might work. Those biceps still way too huge. That's alright. We can fix that at some stage. When we do the inner detailing of it, we'll probably use a thinner pen. I'm just using the thicker pen for the shading areas. So let's do the out of body experience, as I was saying. We're going pretty quickly. That's not what I wanted. Stupid tool. So that's what he meant when he said you can rotate it. So yeah, now that I'm doing this at 350 dots per inch, the lines aren't so pixelated when I'm inking. So the anatomy is not great, but you know, I'm not going to refine it. This is just a reference model. Now that that's all done, let's start off bit by bit, finishing off the detailing. This is giving the illusion that there's some ray tracing here on the actual, you know, armor per se. It's good to combine thick and thin pens like this. At least I think it is. How many ribs has this guy got? Anyway. Back to the chest area. That Dutch Fay. Well, see, he's got the flamethrower, and we forgot to put that in. But that's okay. That's an accessory you can take off and on wherever it needs to. You know, but this time of the day I'm usually pretty tired, but now I'm thinking I'm getting used to it, so I'm not as exhausted as I was doing this before. See, I'm liking the way that looks. I really am. So both shoulders are done, chest is done. Let's do the rib cage. What can we do about that? So when you're putting any detail like this, trying to make sure it does not overlap with any other decal material or things that you might have there. If you get my meaning. We're making impeccable time. That is a tough word to say. So you can say his armor is sort of like a mirror, and light refracts off it, or reflects. I'm not particular. See how I didn't overlap those two lines? I'm not an expert, guys. I'm just starting out. So, in the end, that's it. We've got a few more details to add. But then you can layer those little decals into different layers of color and make this character really shine. So I'm going to go back to turn the pen, do some little air vents underneath his rib cage. So I'm not going to show the rib decals because it is armor. So you probably shouldn't be seeing that anyway. That's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll zoom out for you. And I'll turn off another layer. And in doing that, that's what he looks like. Have a good weekend. I'll get more comic book actual pages started next week for American Patriot, and then move on to Shaitan, Black Raven, Mars, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching.